Good news coming in from Manchester United. The United board has gone ahead to hold Moises Caicedo talks with his representatives. It looks like the move to go ahead and obviously sign him is on. Very much elated with his story that's gone ahead to be broken it through. And today we are only discussing Moises Caicedo, Mason Mount, Muhammad Kudus. They are close to 5 other players that have been linked to Man United, with Fabrizio Romano coming in to throw a very huge hint as far as United have been chasing in for Moises Caicedo since March and April. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in on a daily. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be, and after smashing the black button that has the word subscribe, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this YouTube channel. Now, lots of things are really happening in between United, Chelsea, and it looks like the United board has gone ahead to switch on. Yesterday I brought you a story that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to be on board with the other United members to really move on from Mason Mount deal, though they've gone ahead to leave the bid of £55 million there. And if at all Chelsea feels like it's obviously okay for them to take it, they'll take it. So it was like a leave it or take it bid that United put in, and there was a third bid that was rejected by Chelsea. £50 million upfront and £5 million of add-ons. Now let's go off into this story, and let's start off with Jason Butt coming in from the Daily Telegraph. He has confirmed to us that Man United are now looking at their options. Ideally, they would like to sign 2 midfielders, Mason Mount plus 1 other, during this transfer window, but that is also dependent on moving players. So United wanted to sign Mason Mount and another midfielder. Ideally, we don't know who that midfielder would have been, but it looks like they are not going to wait for so long, as time is not their best ally on the deal of Mason Mount. But the moving on of the players depends, the signing in of another midfielder depends on how we are going to move on players. Now, moving on players is going to be hard for Man United because the Glazers don't have money. You know, if at all you're a team that has money and you want to move on players like Fred and Scott McTominay, because if you are to bring in midfielders, that means you have to dislodge Fred and Scott McTominay. But because you don't have money to go ahead and really bring in those 2 midfielders at first and then let these ones out, we might find them stay at the club of Man United, because I've seen people trying to really give out their reasons as to why they want United to bring in 2 central midfielders, because when they get into central midfielders, that creates an exit door for Fred and Scott McTominay, because their quality is nowhere near Man United. That's why you should eat that. No top team is interested in them. However much United has gone ahead to put them on sale. It's West Ham, Fulham, Everton, and I think Newcastle came close to wanting Scott McTominay, but they showed you that they are not interested in him anymore when they qualified for the Champions League, because their levels have gone ahead to heighten to bring in Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali would play in any team in the Premier League, especially the top 6 teams. So it shows you that West Ham might come in for Scott McTominay after selling Declan Rice to Arsenal. So we are really not in the best mode to get into Mason Mount. And Mason Mount is pushing for the move, but Chelsea are playing hardball. But United are basing on the fact that Chelsea are left with just 4 days to really file their books of accounts, and for them to balance, they have to sell Mason Mount too, after selling Kai Havertz, Koulibaly Koulibaly, Hakimi Ziyech, Eduardo Mendy, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to the Saudi side. So that is it. Now, as United aren't willing to go ahead and obviously wait for that long, the United correspondent for The Athletic has gone ahead and confirmed to us the following about United and Moises Caicedo. Now, they've told us that Manchester United have held talks with Moises Caicedo's representatives over a potential move from Brighton. Guys, this is Dan Sheldon. He's a football news reporter covering Manchester United for The Athletic. Now, this is a very good move in the right direction. Let us pray that it's not done in the name of obviously pressurizing Chelsea to sell Mason Mount to Man United at £55 million. Chelsea, out of those teams, have gone ahead to really tell. They've gone ahead to tell. Where is that? Where is that tweet? I want to bring you that tweet here, because Chelsea have ideally gone ahead and told Brighton that they're not willing to pay £80 million for Moises Caicedo. And the time they are saying it, they are the only single party left in this deal. And this time round, United knocks on the door of Brighton. And you know the process. After agreeing personal terms and talking to representatives of Moises Caicedo, you know what happens next. It's all about United going all in to see to it that they get the best out of this deal. Now, Fabrizio Romano has also gone ahead and really added a little bit of knowledge onto this about United doing the needful to go ahead and obviously talk to the representatives of Moises Caicedo, and it looks like a boost because they've already talked some months back. Fabrizio has told us that United have always liked Moises Caicedo, and there were contacts around April to May. Right now, Chelsea want Caicedo and Caicedo wants Chelsea. He almost has an agreement with the club. It remains to be seen if United will take action. And now, the reason that's why I've gone ahead to present you that tweet coming in from Fabrizio Romano is simple, to tell you that the interest of United and Caicedo has not just started yesterday or last week. It has been on from 2020 when they wanted to sign him from Ecuador and Brighton signed him. Then when he came in the Premier League, he went ahead to really show his levels of ability, and United have been tracking him for a very, very long time. Now, it looks like the conversation they're going to hold, or they've held with the representatives of Moises Caicedo, are not happening for the first time, meaning that they've known themselves for a very long time, and that dislodges all the worry out of the way that maybe they cannot really have an agreement together. So, this is what Brighton wanted, and for Chelsea, it's bad news. They need to come out and obviously deal it with Man United, because United have gone in for a person that they really want. That is Moises Caicedo. When you look at Moises Caicedo, he's a very, very talented player, because I rather a Moises Caicedo than a Mason Mount, because a Moises Caicedo can do everything that Mason Mount does, and he can come in through and obviously do the role of Casemiro to play into the central defensive midfield. And I've seen some people coming out and really get excited about this deal, and I'm one of those that would love this deal to really go on and really come to pass, because if you're having Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice, if you're having Moises Caicedo and Casemiro in your double pivot at Man United, Bruno Fernandes playing ahead of them on Ericsson, you 100% know that your back four is really shielded a lot. Look, if you happen to keep 17 clean sheets when we are having only Casemiro shielding that back four, how are we going to look next season if at all Moises Caicedo comes in through at the club of Man United? Have you gone ahead and really thought about that? That means we are going to be more solid, and it's really going to be hard for us. It's going to be hard for our opponents to penetrate the midfield to see to it that we really approach our defense, and that all plays in the favor of us going ahead to reduce on the number of goals we went ahead to concede this season. Because when you look at the Premier League table, we conceded very many stupid goals. We conceded very many very stupid goals. I want to really get in the table and really show you how many. Right. So when you look at Man United, we scored 58 goals and conceded 43. So when you look at Arsenal, they also conceded 43, but things got worse towards the final bend of the season. But Man City, the title winners, only conceded 10 goals less than us, meaning that we need to see to it that we concede like 23 goals this season. We need to really dislodge 20 goals out of the 43 that we conceded to make it 23. If you concede like 25 goals a season, that would have been a very good improvement, the reduction as far as Man United is really concerned, because you know what it means. Clean sheets win you trophies, and goals win you matches, because we need to tighten up. And for Moises Caicedo, if at all goes well, I'm going to be one of the most excited people at Man United. But the big question is, are we willing to go ahead and really pay the meat or the match that Caicedo is really required for to come in at Man United? That's the big question. But I would like to throw into this. Why would I sign Moises Caicedo? The reason is, if at all we sign Mason Mount, we'll be needing another central midfielder. If at all we sign Moises Caicedo, we won't be needing another central midfielder. Now, if Mason Mount is going to go for £55 million, the other midfielder, if at all we don't get Rabiot and you're going to spend money, we'll go for like £50 million. That is close to £110 million on two midfielders. But for Moises Caicedo, at £80 million, hear me out, at £80 million, you would have gone ahead to solve two issues at once. But the big question is, if you get in Moises Caicedo, does Scott McTominay leave? Does Harry Maguire leave? This is so much based on the homegrown players, because when you get in Mason Mount, he's a home-based player. That means United can easily dislodge Harry Maguire or Scott McTominay out of the team. But when you bring in Moises Caicedo, that means Harry Maguire stays, Scott McTominay stays, because the player you've brought in is not a homegrown player. So that calls for the immediate departure of Fred Rodriguez. So those are the permutations. So you have to go ahead and obviously go through them and obviously come up with a solution on what you want. Do you want Moises Caicedo? You want Mason Mount. Mason Mount comes in through, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay can leave. If Caicedo comes in through, it will be hard for United to really dislodge homegrown players, because the number will be really shrinking down, because Elanga is leaving, Brandon Williams is leaving, Dan Iqbal's left. So we need to get in homegrown players. That's why you see to it that we are so much linked to these English players. Now, Rob Dawson, United correspondent for the ESPN, has told us the following: that Manchester United are considering other midfield targets because of fears that negotiations with Chelsea for Mason Mount are stalling. Along with Moises Caicedo, Mohamed Kudus and Taylor Booth are also seen as Mason Mount alternatives to bolster the midfield. Now, I don't know why people are talking about Mohamed Kudus into this situation. I understand he's a very good player, but he's good when it comes to playing as a central attacking midfielder, right attacking midfielder, left attacking midfielder, and leading the line as a half nine. That is it. But I've not seen Moises Caicedo as one of the most exciting central midfielders that can really play in the double pivot. Never. So I cross him out. When you look at Taylor Booth, I understand that we've been linked to him for a very, very long time, but he's so much of an attack-minded player. I've seen him play for his side where he plays in for, but he plays for Utrecht and he plays as a central midfielder, and he's really talented and good. Joy for the eye to watch, but he doesn't really bring you what Caicedo adds in that midfield. Trust me, unless otherwise United body is not serious. For me, I'm worried about next season because Casemiro played the entire season and never got an injury at Manchester United. But because of fatigue, he found himself getting a knee knock, and he really never played the game of Brazil versus Senegal. So that might happen more next season. Casemiro is 31 years of age. He's coming in through to play another season that is going to be relentless, and he has not gotten enough rest. So I see it as something that we should really look on with a lot of attention, because he might get himself injured again, and when he gets himself injured again, who is going to be playing as a CDM? Scott McTominay? Mason Mount? None of those can do the job. So I understand you get my point as to why I fancy Moises Caicedo ahead of Mason Mount. So guys, your thoughts onto United holding Moises Caicedo talks with his representatives are welcome in the comment section below. And what do you think about this bid or this aim of United? Are they aiming at really creating pressure on Chelsea because they also like Moises Caicedo? I sign out for now. See you later. And what do you make about other alternatives? Taylor Booth, Mohamed Kudus, that United are really eyeing right about now. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslim subscribers and viewers, may Allah protect you abundantly. Me out.